Hi, this is Mark Wahlstrom. Welcome to the Settlement Channel, a featured production here on the Legal Broadcast Network. Well, we have started, and this will be the first segment on our series this month on the topic of structured legal fees or structured attorney fees. This is an area that I feel has been grossly underutilized by trial lawyers nationally. I think a large part of it, and this is one of the things we'll get into in the series, is the result of confusion about the tax status, differences between the different life insurance companies about how they underwrite, and a lack of clarity many times on what is permissible and what is not permissible in what types of cases. So I thought it would be very helpful for trial lawyers, CPAs, tax attorneys, and structured settlement professionals to understand and have a quick review on a video basis from each company that does structured attorney's fees about what makes their particular product unique. So today's company that we're talking about is John Hancock Life Insurance, one of the oldest life insurance companies in the United States. They've been a long-term player in the area of structured settlements. And in fact, they're owned by the company that got me in the business many, many years ago, the Canadian insurance giant Manulife or Manulife Financial. It enjoys very good credit ratings. They just recently were reaffirmed as an A+ by AM Best. They have a AA+ Standard & Poor's rating. They have excellent Moody's and Fitch ratings. In other words, very large, very stable, high-quality company, and suitable for the type of risks that we're talking about here in the structured legal fee area. Now, we're going to have separate tutorials about how structured legal fees work, the benefits of them, ways to make them unique, ways to craft them to your particular situation. But these series of vignettes on a company-to-company basis will discuss the underwriting particulars that each company has. Now, why does each company have their own underwriting standards? It's just a matter of what risks they wish to accept, what period of time and durations they have, and also some of their interpretations of the court and tax rulings that allow for structured legal fees. So one of the first things to know about the John Hancock product is that the payment to the attorney must be at the convenience of the client. Now, that's a term that basically means that the attorney cannot just unilaterally decide to structure their attorney's fee. It has to be included in the settlement agreement that the plaintiff or the claimant in the case understands and agrees that the attorney is taking their fee and is being paid for the convenience of the client in this installment fashion. In other words, if you don't have that language in the settlement agreement, you're probably not going to get this case approved with John Hancock. So that raises an issue, something for people to keep in mind, which is that you really need to educate your attorney before the case settles to make sure that the settlement agreement has that language, and even better, that the engagement letter or the fee agreement with the client anticipates the possibility and empowers the attorney to take his fee in the form of a structure. That type of paperwork and that type of backup can only assist you in having a broader range of markets to write your structured legal fee through. All payments to John Hancock are guaranteed by the John Hancock Assignment Company, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of John Hancock. They are available, structured legal fees that is, as an unassigned contract as well. By that I mean you can have a defendant or a self-insured own the contract and agree to make the payments, so that's a little bit unique. Some companies do that, other companies don't. The attorney can be the measuring life. In other words, you don't have to have the claimant or the plaintiff in the case as the measuring life. You can have the period of time over which the legal fees paid be the attorney. And payments can also be life contingent. In other words, they can pay as long as the attorney's alive. Now, that's a tremendous benefit. A lot of the companies are now including this and making this part of their structured legal fee product, is that you can take a structured legal fee and you can pay it out over the lifetime of your attorney. It's also available as a standalone product. In other words, you don't have to have the claimant or the plaintiff structuring in order for the attorney to do a structured legal fee. There's a lot of confusion in that area. A lot of people think, well, if the claimant or the plaintiff's not structuring, I can't do it. That's not true with the John Hancock product and several of the others. So just because the client is not interested in structuring doesn't mean that you can't structure your fee if you feel it's in your best interest to do so. Another thing that's very interesting, and it's an important underwriting element that people need to be aware of, is that with the John Hancock product, you can also do it as joint annuitants. In other words, you could do a husband and wife as long as one or both of them were alive. You can also set it up so that it's payable to your law firm, but it can't be life contingent. It just has to be for a period certain. However, that's a powerful benefit. One of the biggest objections that we run into for structured legal fees is that people say, well, I'm in a partnership structure and I'd sure like to do it, but our partnership has to realize all of the income for that particular year, look at all of our expenses, and then partners get their distributions at the end of each year. Well, this is a powerful way for partnerships to begin to smooth out income, particularly trial lawyer partnerships, which you can have widely ranging incomes from year to year based upon what's going on with their cases and what cases are settling. So it's very important for people to realize just because you're in a partnership doesn't mean that you can't structure. You can now have structured legal fees paid to that firm. So important issue to keep in mind. One of the other things too to keep in mind about the John Hancock product that I think is very attractive, and this really gets into some of the retirement and investment or tax planning for trial lawyers, is that you can defer the starting date for the payments up to 20 years. That's an amazing thing. So you could be a young attorney in your 30s and your 40s and begin to structure some of your fees now and begin to lock in guaranteed retirement income that doesn't start for 20 years out. Enormous benefit because you've got the value of compounding, you've got the value of tax deferral, you've got this foundation to your plan. And one of the great things about structured legal fees that people need to remember is it is a non-qualified deal. In other words, unlike pension plans and retirement plans for a firm, you don't have to include employees in. This is something that you carve out entirely for yourself. That's an important tax planning and retirement planning benefit. We're going to be providing in the program here, and as we do these structured legal fee segments, links to each one of the companies and to the forms. Now, the John Hancock guys have been really helpful. They sent us over a whole bunch of PDFs, their underwriting material, company material, ratings material. The stuff that is available to be viewed by the public will be available in a link on the website, so you'll be able to check out the ratings of the company. You'll be able to check out some of the public brochures or product brochures that they've put together that are designed for attorneys and tax professionals. And for those of you who are looking for more information on the John Hancock structured legal fee product, you just need to give the Structured Settlement Department over at John Hancock a phone call. They've got some great people over there. You know most of them by name, I'm sure, but just call their 800 number, ask them for sales assistance, and they'll be able to help you. Well, this is our first profile. Again, John Hancock, a great company, great ratings. They've really improved their offerings and strengthened it, I feel, in the last few years. Now, one thing that's important, I just realized I should have mentioned this, they don't do taxable damage cases. These are only on personal injury or physical injury cases. So if you are an attorney on a taxable damage case and you're looking to do something with John Hancock, if the origin of the case or the basis of the claim was not in a personal physical injury, you're out of luck. But our next program will be with one of the companies that does do taxable damage cases and structures legal fees on those. So we'll have a whole range of services and distinctions for you from company to company. Well, look, time's up for today. I appreciate you taking the time to watch the Settlement Channel here on the Legal Broadcast Network. I'll be back again in a few days with an update on several of the other companies that do structured legal fees. Thanks for watching, and talk to you again soon.